Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Awaken the World. We are live on this Monday in February the 22nd in the year 2021. It is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're here on this planet and on this continent. Love and empathy in action. Tonight with myself, the Tiger. So nice to see you all. Much love from myself to each and every one of you. So, why are we doing this? Well, I felt it a little necessary given that post that Kelly had put on the group page. She had really misunderstood something, and this is a very critical thing to grasp clearly. So, if there's one phrase that I'm known for, it's for saying that I don't care. But if you listen closely, I delineate the difference between what I do care about and what I don't care about. What I don't care about are all the things that are outside of my control. So, for example, I'm not going to get mad at you because you choose to make heroin your new best friend. Why? Because I don't care. It's outside of my control. Now, I will talk to you about it. I will let you know how much I care for you and let you know that whatever's going on underneath that desire to mask the pain or the suffering you perceive you're going through, that I am there to help you. But I will not be attached to whether you choose to continue to do heroin or not do heroin, because that's not up to me. Nor will I judge you as a human being for what you are doing. And this is what it really comes down to. The only thing you truly have control of in this physical world is this energetic field of energy we would call the human body. You really don't have any control outside of that. Any perceived control outside of that is illusion. It's not permanent. It can't last. So, for example, we may control our children or think we're controlling our children by saying, well, you're grounded. And maybe we control them from the age of 10 right through the age of 18. They're grounded for 8 years straight. It's impermanent. It's going to end. They're going to move out. The grounding won't be there anymore. We're going to get tired of keeping an eye on them, whatever the case may be. The only place you have control is within this energetic field that you would call the human body. Now, why is this really important? Well, the reason it's important is to understand that if you're going to care about something, you should care about the things that you have control over. The things that you don't have control over, caring about them doesn't make a lot of sense. And when I use those words, understand what it means. It means to make it personal, to rail against it in some way, to have an opposing opinion to it. So, what does that mean in the face of what's happened in Texas in this last week? Does that mean that Garen doesn't care about what's happening down there? No, I care very deeply about what's happening down there. But I am not attached to any outcome. Because whatever is going to occur is going to be perfect in what it allows us to see and grow and evolve through. Now, when it comes to what people are actually going through, in that post that had been done, Kelly had said that she, didn't care what people are going through. That's not the point. I care quite deeply what people are going through, and so should you, because they are part of you. And if there's one person on this planet who is suffering, in some way, we all suffer. This is the deal about being one. So it is important to have great empathy, to understand, if I can express the level from where I come from on things, I understand, I know, I have memories of different lifetimes where I was the one in that position. I remember that state of consciousness. I remember that state of suffering or pain. And I empathize with it. But because I am not making it personal, I am able to see clearly what is happening and offer from that place of clarity and non-attachment the best remedy possible. So let's go back to the example where, you choose to make heroin your new best friend and take on an addiction to mask the loss of a relationship that you were in. If you choose to do heroin, I'm not going to think any less of you. Why? Because you live in a universe of as you wish. I will observe that given the history of what heroin has done to people and what may be starting to happen to you, that it does not appear to be serving you. And I will come to you out of great love and say, hey, whatever's going on here, I want to help you. Let's forget about the addiction. Where's the pain coming from? But I will not support that addiction. And this is the difference about, exercising our love and empathy in a situation where someone is doing something that we know is bringing harm to them. On the one hand, we do have to accept that they're on their path and that they have free will. And that's where we are non attached. We are not attached to what they choose to do. We are only there to offer, out of our love, a way forward that we think will help them. But see, the issue for a lot of people is we so much believe in our way of helping them that we want to impose it upon them because we think that they're not capable or what they're going through is wrong or shouldn't be. It may appear difficult, but it really isn't. If you have a family member who's going down a path in life that you're observing is causing them more suffering, if you can remain unattached from that, that doesn't mean you can't love them. As a matter of fact, when you are divorced from the outcome because you know that creation is automatically and lovingly going to provide the perfect experience for this being, if you can let go of any idea about what you have should be and simply love them, support them where they need the support. I would not hand you money to feed that heroin addiction. Why? Because I would be enabling you. And I would not take it personally when you yelled and screamed at me and swore at me and called me names because you knew I had the money in my pocket but wasn't going to give it to you. That's what being unattached is. That's what understanding what true love is. True love accepts that being no matter what they choose. And that doesn't mean you can have that being in your house all the time. That doesn't mean you can live with that being. It means you accept their sovereign right of free will. Even if in your point of view, that free will appears to be damaged in the direction they're going, it looks to be quite destructive. a lot of people have to destroy themselves in order to make themselves anew. The phoenix that rises from the ashes. And I'm not saying let people crash and burn, but I am saying you don't own the responsibility of fixing them. Your love and empathy for them means you look past the surface and you look to see what the underlying dysfunction is. And then out of great love, you approach that with them. Not to force them to face it, but to show them the door. To show them the lock to their own heart and show them that they wear the key and they can open that door. We can still be very supportive of people in our lives who are doing self-harm and harm to others through their self-harm. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can be in the same space with them for very much time. You don't owe it to anybody to try to make them into something because you think it's the way their life should be. If there is someone in your life right now, it is not by coincidence. It is by synchronicity. You are being offered the opportunity to serve as the Creator looking upon the Creator. How do you treat a suffering, sound asleep, and mildly insane Jesus Christ? How do you treat a person whose point of view has become so narrow and so damaged that they can't help but lash out? Having deep love and empathy for someone else does not mean putting ourselves at risk, because first of all, we must love ourselves fully. Although many times we will put ourselves at risk for another. But if you ever find yourself in that position, make sure that it is flowing naturally from your higher sense of being, not from a place of trying to think it through. You too are a sovereign being. Now, in reality, we are all loved so deeply, held so closely, are so safe, and are eternal. And even though that may seem far away right now in your life and what's going on in your existence, I can assure you that just reminding of yourself of that every once in a while, stopping and taking a moment or two to feel the wave of life that you are in an ocean of life. It will help center you and ground you and bring you back to that place of being where you can be of this earth, but no longer really, you're still present here, but part of you is enjoying that larger field of view. Sees both the drama of the play of this physical realm and the grander, larger picture that we're all participating in. Much love to you tonight. Namaste. Have a beautiful Monday night. Much gratitude for each and every one of you here on this planet today. We'll see you again very soon.